Wellness Rhythm Show. Find your rhythm. Live your wellness.
Y'all, let me ask you something. Have you ever watched someone absolutely destroying a treadmill sprint interval at the gym, dripping sweat after 20 minutes while you're over there on the elliptical, headphones in, cruising along for 45? And you think, who's actually winning here?
Right, and that question turns out to be genuinely fascinating because the honest answer is, it depends entirely on what you're trying to win AT.
Which is exactly why we're digging into this today. HIIT versus steady-state cardio. Two approaches, both with serious science behind them, and a whole lot of gym mythology tangled up in between.
And the research has actually shifted considerably in the last decade. What we thought we knew about fat burning and cardiovascular fitness has been substantially revised. So let's unpack it properly.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Because I think a lot of listeners hear HIIT and picture a 22-year-old doing box jumps on Instagram. So what are we actually talking about?
Fair characterization. HIIT stands for high-intensity interval training. It alternates short bursts of near-maximum effort with recovery periods. Think 30 seconds hard, 90 seconds easy, repeated 8 to 10 times.
And steady state is basically the opposite energy. You pick a moderate pace, a brisk walk, a jog, a bike ride, and you sustain it continuously for 20 minutes or more.
Exactly. Both qualify as cardiovascular exercise, both improve heart health. The question is which mechanisms they activate and how those differ.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like for years, the fitness world basically told us HIIT was superior. Like, steady state was the old-fashioned thing your grandmother did, and intervals were the future.
And that narrative was largely driven by a single concept called EPOC, excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. The idea that after intense intervals, your body keeps burning calories for hours, the afterburn effect.
Which sounds amazing, frankly.
It sounds very compelling, and it is real. But researchers like Martin Jabala at McMaster University, who is probably the most cited voice on HIIT science, has been careful to note that the afterburn magnitude is often overstated in popular media.
So how overstated are we talking?
Studies suggest EPOC adds somewhere between 50 and 200 extra calories post-workout, depending on intensity and duration. Meaningful, yes. A metabolic revolution, less so.
Okay, so the afterburn is real, but not magic. Got it. What does HIIT genuinely do well?
Cardiovascular adaptation surprisingly fast. A landmark 2005 study by Tabata and colleagues, which is where the Tabata protocol gets its name, showed significant improvements in both aerobic and anaerobic capacity in just 6 weeks with very short sessions.
And that matters because... help me translate this for someone who's just trying to feel better getting up the stairs.
Because it means your heart gets more efficient, faster, with less total time invested. For time-pressed people, working parents, people with demanding careers, that efficiency argument is genuinely strong.
Okay, I will say, as someone who has tried and abandoned a strength routine 4 times, if something takes 20 minutes, I am more likely to actually do it. That's just the truth.
Which brings us to the adherence research, and this is where steady state actually pushes back quite hard.
Tell me more.
Studies on long-term exercise adherence, including a 2019 review in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, consistently find that people are more likely to stick with moderate intensity exercise over time. HIIT has higher dropout rates, particularly in older adult populations and in people new to exercise.
That tracks completely because HIIT is uncomfortable, like genuinely hard. And if you dread it, you'll find 17 reasons not to do it.
And discomfort isn't the only barrier. Joint stress, recovery time, injury risk, these are real considerations, particularly for listeners over 50 or anyone managing osteoarthritis, lower back issues, or returning from injury.
Y'all, if that's you, this is important because I think there's a subtle message in fitness culture that if you're not going hard, you're not doing enough. And that message can actually keep people off the couch less effectively.
Right, and here's what the steady state research shows that often gets undersold. Sustained moderate exercise has remarkable cardiovascular and metabolic benefits. The Copenhagen City Heart Study, which followed over 10,000 participants over several decades, found that regular moderate jogging was associated with significantly reduced all-cause mortality.
And that's jogging. Not sprinting, not AMRAP circuits, just consistent moderate movement.
Jogging, brisk walking, cycling at a conversational pace, the so-called talk test level, where you can speak in full sentences but wouldn't want to sing.
Okay, I love that as a benchmark, the could I sing right now test. I am absolutely stealing that.
And from a mental health angle, which I know matters enormously to our listeners, Steady-state exercise has a particularly strong evidence base for reducing anxiety and depression symptoms. The rhythmic, sustained nature appears to activate different neurological pathways than high-intensity work.
Here's where I want to push back slightly, though, because the word better is doing a lot of heavy lifting when people compare these two. Better for what?
That's exactly the right question, and this is genuinely where Emma and I might have a small disagreement.
Oh, good. I love those.
I'd argue the science points fairly clearly toward HIIT for metabolic efficiency, improving insulin sensitivity, VO2 max, and cardiovascular adaptations in less time. If I'm optimizing on a time budget, the data supports intervals.
And I would argue that the best exercise is the one someone actually does consistently for the next 5 years. And for most people in the 40 to 65 bracket, people managing careers, aging parents, maybe a knee that doesn't love impact, steady state wins on sustainability alone.
I don't actually disagree with that as a practical matter. I just want to be precise that sustainable for most people isn't the same as superior in efficacy.
Fair. But efficacy that lives in a gym bag you never open is not efficacy.
Brilliant point, Emma.
And hey, if this conversation is landing for you, if you're getting something out of these episodes, please like and subscribe to the Wellness Rhythm Show wherever you listen. It genuinely helps us reach more people who could use an informed friend in their corner.
Right, so let's get practical, because I think the most honest answer the research gives us is, it's not either or.
A HIIT plus steady-state hybrid approach?
Exactly. The American College of Sports Medicine's current guidelines suggest a mix of both for most adults. Something like 1 to 2 HIIT sessions per week alongside 2 to 3 moderate intensity sessions produces better combined outcomes than either alone.
And that's actually really manageable. 2 interval sessions doesn't have to mean an hour each. 20 minutes of genuine intervals on a Tuesday and Thursday, and a couple of longer walks or a bike ride on the weekend.
That's a realistic evidence-aligned program. And critically, the walking or moderate cycling isn't the easy option padding out the schedule. It's doing distinct physiological work.
The recovery, the mental reset, the sustained fat oxidation over longer efforts, that's real work happening.
And for listeners who genuinely cannot do high-intensity work right now, due to health conditions, fitness baseline, or life circumstances, the steady-state research stands fully on its own. You are not settling for less. You are choosing a thoroughly validated approach.
That needed to be said out loud. Okay, if you take one thing from today, let it be this. Stop asking which is better and start asking which is better for you right now in your actual life. Both work. Both have real science behind them. The one you do consistently beats the one that's theoretically superior every single time.
And if you want a starting point, the talk test. If you can hold a conversation but wouldn't dare try a song, you're in the right zone for steady state. If you're genuinely breathless for short bursts and then recovering, you're doing intervals. Neither requires a trainer or a gym membership to begin.
Y'all, we're rooting for you. Whatever pace you're moving at today, it counts. It really does.
Right, even if you're not quite ready to sing.
This show is part of the VoxCrea.AI system. If you want a show like this for your organization, without building it yourself,
go to VoxCrea.AI and request a sample episode.